Hey guys, Adam General Fishing here. Just want to do a couple minutes here with trailer care and with Skeeter trailers. This is the last year, 2017 is the last year they actually used the Easy Loader trailer, which is a great trailer. I've had it on a lot of my Skeeter boats. But I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I do when I'm traveling and what I do for a tournament before I'm going fishing. Number one thing with your trailer is obviously, your whole trailer is important, but your lights. Not your lights, your lights and your wheels. Always check the air pressure in your tires. These tires have a recommended PSI of 50 pounds. So I always check that before I go. Make sure you're not running low. Make sure you're not overinflated. This trailer actually has the vault wheels, which I could show you here. They got a nice rim on there. But this hub here is a sealed hub. Right there, it's a sealed vault hub. It has oil in it, so you don't have to grease your hubs or anything, but you always want to check that. Make sure it's not leaking. Make sure you don't have any oil residue around that. I always carry a lug wrench with me. I always carry a jack, a block of wood in case I'd have a flat tire. Make sure my flat tire is pumped up. They got a nice spot here that the Easy Loader makes, so you can keep your spare tire in there ready to go when you need it. You will need it sometimes. I mean, you're just traveling all over the place, you end up hitting something, or you get a bad tire, you get a blowout. Again, it's inevitable, it's going to happen, but it's a good thing to keep in mind. They also make a nice little like box here on the front of the trailer. You can see there, and I keep my grease gun in there. I keep a jack in there. I keep my lug wrench in there. A couple of towels, anything that can wipe the boat down. But I keep all that stuff in there just in case I have an emergency or, you know, anything else I need, I keep it there. The other thing I want to talk about is I live in the Northeast here. We fish a lot of big waters, Lake Oneida, Lake Ontario, Thousand Islands region, Champlain, Potomac River, Chesapeake Bay, the Finger Lakes in New York, any of those bodies of water that get rough when you get a little wind on them. And the number one thing that you want to do is go over your boat. We just fished the BFL on Thousand Islands, and it was ridiculously windy and scary, and 5-6 foot waves on the river. The lake was off limits. Some guys did catch them, I didn't. I mean, my stuff got blown out, but that's just fishing. But before that tournament, I went over my entire rig, from the bow to the stern, and just went over every nut with a torque nut or a torque wrench, whatever you got. You just go through and you just tighten everything up, or you check just for, if it's already tight, you just check for loose bolts. You don't want this stuff to wiggle on you. If it wiggles, it makes a little hole in the fiberglass, or it warps the, you know, can strip the nut, and before you know it, you got a loose motor bracket. This TH Marine Atlas jack plate is awesome, and I always check my power pole, the nuts and bolts on my power pole there. I always check all that stuff. Check these, the hole, you can tighten the bolts on your power pole there, just the two bottom ones I usually do. You don't want to over tighten these, or your power pole actually won't go down. And these top ones you want to be careful with. So just to make sure these are snugged up, and we don't have that much play in there, and that's usually what they normally do. But it's just a good idea if you're getting into fishing, or if you're already big into fishing or whatever, just to go over your boat at least every tournament and just check the all the big nuts and bolts in it and make sure everything's tight. Also with all your equipment up here in your on the console of the boat, there's a lot of screws in here that get loose and wiggle themselves out. So I always go through, check this stuff, check over the seats, make sure nothing's loose on the seats, and you'll be ready to go. You'll be fishing a long time and won't have any trouble. You won't be that guy that you know, the motor gets loose and they had to come in early on a tournament, or your trolling motor, you know, brackets get loose on you. So just good idea for you guys that are starting out or already fishing a lot, just to go through when you're fishing big water, check your stuff. All right, see you.